All right, so we'll get started. Welcome to the STEM Ready information session. My name is Sarah Wells. I'm director of the Center for Transfer Access at the universities at Shady Grove. You'll learn much more about what that means today because you're going to hear all about how the universities at Shady Grove is a regional campus in Rockville, Maryland that offers select degree programs. Specifically today, we're going to talk about STEM programs. And my unit oversees pathways to help you get to those degree programs, one of them being STEM ready. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So hopefully if you're here today, you are a student or a parent that is interested in STEM. And if so, then you are in the right place.
All right.
So, sorry. I'm going to let's go ahead and let my other colleagues introduce themselves because I do want to share that this program is a partnership between, and it's very unique in that sense. It's a partnership between Montgomery County Public Schools, Montgomery College, the universities at Shady Grove, and UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And so you have really four powerhouse institutions coming together to support you through the STEM Ready program. And as such, I'm going to have my colleagues introduce themselves. I will start with Sarah Gardengi from UMBC.
Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everyone. We're very excited that you are here this evening and look forward to answering any questions that you have. I'm the Assistant Vice Provost for Educational Pathways and Partnerships. That means programs like this. And we're so excited to have our third cohort begin. That's what this one would be. We have two other groups of students who have come through STEM Ready. So we're getting pretty good at this. And I've been with it from the very beginning. So I'm very happy to give information today and look forward to meeting you. Thanks.
And I'm honored to have a colleague from Montgomery College here today. Justin Edgar, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, welcome everyone. I'm Justin Edgar. I'm the Articulation and Transfer Program Manager for Montgomery College. I work on the different partnerships that we have from MCPS to MC, but more importantly from MC to our four-year programs upon transferring after completing a degree with us. So it's great to have you here, and I hope you get to learn a lot about this great, wonderful program. Take advantage of it.
And most honored to have an academic program director here from a mechanical engineering program. You're going to see that we have three academic pathways within STEM Ready. You'll hear from an expert today about the mechanical engineering pathway, but I'll share with you how you will hear about our others later. But I'd like to introduce Dr. Chuck Eggleton with our mechanical engineering program.
Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to answering all of your questions. If you don't have it now, you can always email me later. I've been in the mechanical engineering department at UMBC's Catonsville campus for over 25 years. I've been the chair, and now I'm a Montgomery County resident, and I'm glad to be the program director and help set up our program offerings at Shady Grove. We just started the program less than 2 years ago, but it's the same program, same degree you would get at the Catonsville campus. It's also got all the ABET accreditation, and so you'll get the same experience. In fact, you'll have smaller classes and newer equipment. So in some ways, there are advantages to going to Shady Grove for the degree rather than the main campus.
Awesome. And then finally, you have likely been getting emails from our coach for this program, Coach Abraham at Tennicon. I obviously am not Abraham. I oversee this program and I have been with it since the beginning, but you will actually work one-on-one if accepted to this program with our coach Abraham. He is under the weather today, so he's not here this evening. I'm representing for him, but please note that there is also a coach, and I'll share about what that role means as we go through information. So let's talk about STEM Ready. It's an extremely exciting program for you as a student because it provides a structured, supported, local, and affordable pathway to a bachelor's degree in one of three areas: mechanical engineering, as we just shared, also applied biotechnology, or computer science. Now, please don't be worried. You don't have to know which of these three pathways that you are most interested in yet. because what's really exciting about STEM Ready is we start in the, you apply in the 10th grade, you are accepted. We start the summer of your 10th grade year of accepted to help you explore all three of these pathways and get to know faculty and program directors from these three pathways so that you have a chance as a student to decide, I think this is the one that I like most. So you have an opportunity there. What we're looking for today is that you have an interest in general and STEM coursework. STEM Ready really works to diversify our region's workforce. How we do that is we want to empower a broad group of students, and we want to emphasize students who are traditionally underrepresented in STEM or science, technology, engineering, and math to succeed in college and career. And so we do a lot of outreach to diverse populations. We want anybody and everybody to apply, not just the top students. We don't have specific structured or deep academic requirements to get into our program. What we really want is your interest, and we want to help you to understand that you can and will be successful with the supports that the STEM Ready program offers. And I want to tell you why we came together as multiple institutions to build the STEM Ready program. We did it based on some national data, and the thought process was that there were employers nationally, but also locally right here in our region. We have so many STEM employers, and they were saying to all of our educational institutions that we were doing a good job of graduating students with STEM skills, but they were not necessarily graduating with what we consider career readiness skills, which are actually some of the most essential skills that students would need to be successful upon graduation with a STEM major. And so I just want you to see this survey on the side here that indicates it was the survey given to juniors and seniors in major STEM programs. And it was asked, what are the most important skills that were helpful for you to be able to be successful in the workforce? And you would think, surveying computer science and engineering, students, that the skills would be technical skills, but as you see, they were what we call career readiness skills. And I'll share more about these later, but things like interacting with other professionals, teamwork, critical thinking, managing time, developing leadership skills, diversity and inclusion skills. And these are things that the STEM Ready program, we called STEM Ready because the whole goal is we wrap around extra supports on top of your fantastic academic program to make sure that you're ready with all of these skills to meet the needs of STEM employers in our region. We also were inspired by the fact that the STEM fields are not currently filled with regional citizens in a way that's equitable. And so we wanted to look at, what can we do to where a student who may be from an underrepresented population in STEM has all the supports that they need to be successful, to gain the extra skills that will make them more competitive when they graduate, and to make it through these difficult majors, because we're not going to shy away from it. These are challenging academic pathways that we're going to talk to you about today. But STEM Ready is here to help all students be successful with an emphasis on outreach to students who are underrepresented in STEM programs. And so we really took a unique approach in how we help students to be ready when they graduate. And so we look at supporting you in 4 pillars. And I want to, as I share about these 4 pillars, I want to remind you that this program is 100% offered at no cost to students. So you get all of these supports as just a benefit of being part of the program. So as our coach, Abe, always says, there is no downside to applying for and being part of STEM Ready. Our first of 4 pillars is academic training. And what we start with are really high quality academic programs. We know MCPS offers some of the best, public education in the country. And then we have high quality academic programs with Montgomery College and with the universities at Shady Grove. We'll share more specifically, but this pathway with STEM Ready is local, as I'd mentioned previously, and it follows some high demand and highly accredited, as Dr. Eggleton shared, academic pathways. So you start with a high quality degree program, you get personalized academic support. We have college students that can provide tutoring along the way. We offer support and help you get guidance to extra resources that you may need to help you be successful along the way. So everything you have a base academic program that's a great program, and then our staff help you to be successful along the way in those academic courses. Then we have career readiness, and that speaks to what I shared in the previous slide. These are the skills that employers are looking for that you don't necessarily learn in the classroom, you aren't tested on necessarily. So things like communication, critical thinking, diversity and inclusion, teamwork. And we train you on these things starting in high school. The real challenge, I think, with many students is that they do start to think about these skills, but they start thinking about them during like their senior year of college. And by then it's often too late to build these skills at a competitive level. So we start with you when you are in high school so that you are, most competitive when you graduate. One of the best ways to build those career readiness skills is through experiential learning. And so that is one of our, sort of 1/4 of our program. And that is that we look to infuse your experience with hands-on experiential learning through things like internships. So we run sessions to help you apply for internships. Our coach will also support you with any applications. We run field trips or career immersions to industry sites. As students go into college, we run job shadowing, where students get to work one-on-one with an employee in their field they think they're interested in. It's so interesting. Often they find out they're not interested in that field when they get hands-on one-on-one experience, and then we shift a little, and that's fine. And mentoring. But the idea is that you need a strong resume when you're going out into the field. No position is truly entry level. When you graduate with a degree, they want you to have some experience. You got to build the experience while you're in school. We help with that. And then the final part of our pillar approach is industry credentials. And so what that means is we have programming designed to help you, again, pad your resume with credentials and certifications and opportunities that are sought after and respected in the STEM fields. And so this might mean, for example, we run free or low cost summer certification training so that in addition to the great academic for credit coursework that you're taking, you may end up with a certification that supports that. We try to give you access to research opportunities. We will, as students get a little bit further along in the program into the college side, work on getting students into different opportunities for industry, where am I going with this? Conferences. So the idea is that you have the opportunity to build your resume with experiences, certifications, credentials that the STEM field says these matter. And then we support all of this with STEM empowerment. The idea is that you have to know that you are the right person to be successful in this field from day one. And so I really say this is the most caring way that you're ever going to get a bachelor's degree. You're going to have a team of people around you supporting you, including near peers who are in the STEM fields that will help you as well. We hire student STEM empowerment leaders to give you guidance and to remind you, hey, you can do this. Hey, you can get through calculus too, if that's part of your program. And so that's a big part of what we do as well. In addition, that STEM empowerment also comes with wraparound support. So, if there's something that you're struggling with in college that doesn't necessarily, or high school, that doesn't fit into one of these pillars, maybe it's mental health issues, maybe it's basic needs support, we also provide support and referrals in those areas as well. So I just want to show you, there's a couple of our STEM ready students, an example of some of the programming that we do. One of the things that I love is that right now we have 2 cohorts of students. Our first cohort is going to graduate this year and move into Montgomery College. And when you ask students about our programming, they tell us it's fun. So these students are having a good time. And they come back. You're going to learn in a moment that our programming with STEM Ready is all extracurricular. And so it layers on to just about any program, which means students participate in a voluntary way. and they volunteer to come back and again and again because we provide valuable, fun experiences to build a resume and to explore STEM fields. So let me tell you, again, as I'd said, there's really no downside to applying for STEM Ready, but here are some of the specific benefits. You get clear and frequent academic advising while you complete a bachelor's degree in our local academic pathway from Montgomery College to the universities at Shady Grove. But I will say, if you have questions, you can start putting in the chat, but I just want to be clear that this is the academic pathway we support. Now, we know some students may have goals and aspirations of going to a different school, and we support that for you, but this would potentially not be the right program for you. We ask that students be at least 50% sure that they want to pursue this local academic pathway, and we'll tell you why you might want to do that for some cost benefits soon, as well as some other benefits like small classes and great academic graduation rates and things like that. But I want to be clear that we are focused on the Montgomery College to Universities at Shady Grove pathway, and then we don't actually provide academic advising or support on other academic pathways. What's great about this is I have worked with students over the years. I've been doing this work, helping students earn bachelor's degrees locally. I've worked with students who didn't join a pathway program like this and didn't have the early advising and ended up taking classes that didn't match with their bachelor's degree and ended up taking longer, spending more money. We try to make sure that won't be you by giving you guidance as early as in high school. Even if you're in like dual enrollment classes, we give you that guidance. We also provide connections to regional STEM employers for career exploration. But beyond that, we provide connections to those STEM employers for when you graduate so that you're working. Our graduates go to work with high salaries, and we'll share some of that in a bit. But that's because we have these connections to regional employers. We provide summer and school year enrichment opportunities to build your skills and a professional portfolio and your resume. And these are, experiences to build those career readiness skills or get engaged with employers. And we even offer training opportunities around those credentials during the summer and school year. So many great things offered at no cost to you or very minimal costs in some cases. We help you to understand what the career readiness skills that employers are looking for are, and we train you in those skills. Again, the key is we train you starting in high school rather than waiting until you're about to go into the workforce, which is what I will tell you as someone who's advised students for years and years. That's what most students do, and that is not the way to do it and be competitive. And I think is the best part of this program. If you're a student or a parent, if you apply for one reason, do it for this reason. You have on-demand access to a STEM coach to help you on your academic journey. I mean, how many times do we go through our life and we have a question and we don't know who to ask, and we get, sometimes, we get a roundabout by asking the wrong person. You have a coach who will find the answer for you if he doesn't know it right away. You have a coach who, oh my gosh, I found a great internship I want to apply, but I want to make sure I have the best application. He'll help you write it. I mean, that right there is the best part of this. And you will have that coach from high school all the way to your bachelor's degree completion. We also offer you assistance with the college application process with Montgomery College and UMBC at Shady Grove. And that includes waived application fees and referrals for scholarships on an already much more affordable pathway, which you'll see in a minute. So many great benefits. And I shared that we have these, one of the benefits is these activities that build your portfolio of professional skills and your resume. Here's some example of what some of those might be. So it might include early advising days at MCPS or MC. We call that pre-transfer advising, and it's critical to your success, and we give you early access to it. Field trips to STEM employer sites, summer bridge and research opportunities, networking, job shadowing and internships, the industry credentialing, and the hands-on instruction on career competencies. Again, all done with your peer set of students in STEM Ready, all really fun. And it's extracurricular in that we offer several things throughout the year, and we ask you to commit to what you can. You get out what you put in. So we ask that at a minimum you commit to really a coaching session every semester, and an activity every semester, which comes out to, about 4 activities throughout the year. But we actually encourage you to do more, and we have more opportunities to do so. And as you'll see soon, it's flexible. We offer things all year long because we know certain people have seasons where they're more busy. Some people in the summer, they can't do anything. So they got to do stuff during the school year, and that's fine, or vice versa. And so our activities are scattered throughout the year for those reasons. All right, so I'm now going to pass this over to my colleague, the other Sarah Gardengi with UMBC, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about how this program fits with so many others. This is as a 10th grader, you find out about everything. You find out about dual enrollment, you find out about ACEs, you find out about special academic programs, CTE programs. The great news is you don't have to say no to any of those. You can do STEM Ready and any of those programs, and Sarah will share about that.
So the word is stackable, and it's really important to understand that STEM Ready is a program that can fit for you. So like Sarah was saying, it might be certain times of the year, maybe you're a soccer player or you're in the play in the spring. And so it might be that you are more involved in STEM Ready in a certain season. And that's one of those things that we are happy to work with you. It's also a program that is not running its own academics, right? So you're not taking STEM Ready classes. What you're doing is you're enhancing what you're already learning in school. So it could be that you're at MCPS and you're going to go on a field trip to an employer site, or you're going to a resume workshop, or you are having some fun networking evening where you're going to build some kind of video with your classmates. I mean, there are all these different kinds of activities, and it will go along with what you are doing in school. Those supports also exist. So if you tell Abraham, you're like, man, my science class, my physics class is really difficult, I think I need a tutor. Again, that's one of those things. We're going to help you get a tutor. We are going to help you find those supports that will be in addition to whatever is going on in school, so that is easier. And that's not just while you're at MCPS. It's while you're at Montgomery College and while you are at UMBC. So a big part of this is mentoring and working with other students who have either they're going through it with you or they've already been through it. So we want you to understand that this is a program that's focused on keeping you on the path. It is easy to fall off, and we understand that life happens. And the other thing to know is that everybody's path is different. It's unique. And so you might go at a different pace than someone else. You might have a friend who's in dual enrollment and they've already got some credits. Come next year, they're taking credits. You don't have to be on that path. You can simply graduate from MCPS and then start fresh as an MC student. That is what is great about all of this. So all these things that are added here in these bullets, they are part of this program, and it's something that you can fit into your life on top. But let me tell you something. STEM Ready is going to look awesome on your resume. It's also a way for you to be networking with people who are in the field. You get to know your professors. There are research opportunities. This is a great way for you to be connected. And students who are not in a pathway program are really doing it alone. And while we have those supports, it's up to them to find those supports, whereas we're going to bring this to you. And the other part of that is it's not just for you, it's for your families. So if your families want information on FAFSA, if they want information about the transfer process, we are here to also give that information to everyone in your family.
Hey, I just want to add, we recently gathered our students and had them create some promotional videos and materials around their STEM Ready experience and what was meaningful to them. And Sarah, just what you said, I wanted to call out that there were time and time again, the students said what they loved was the friendships that they're building in the program.
Absolutely.
And so that piece about not going it alone, I just, that part is so beneficial. And I'm saying that from the perspective of a student, that they have built friendships. So with people from high schools all the way across the county that they never would have met otherwise, which is super cool. So, all righty.
All right. So one of the other big things to know about this program is that it is affordable, right? So we want to be focused on Montgomery County. And part of that is why there's such an appeal to the Shady Grove campus. We have, like Dr. Eggleton said, these 3-degree programs that are the exact same curriculum and experiences for what you're getting in the classroom as what we have at the UMBC campus in Catonsville. But if you go to UMBC in Catonsville, chances are you're going to need housing. And so that's something that you'd have to factor in, the housing, the meal plan, those types of fees that go along with it. And you can see on this chart here what the cost is. And it is $25,000. And so if you think about 4 years going through your program, it would be about $100,000. Now, if you were to start at, MC and then go over to UMBC in your 3rd year, again, you'd still need to have that housing, meal plan, all of that kind of thing. Versus if you were to stay in Montgomery County and have your living expenses taken care of at home, whatever job it is that you have, you don't need to change it. The other things that you are held responsible for, it might be helping the healthcare or childcare, things that are going on in your family. We understand that this program is something that you want to balance with your life. And for some people, they can't just stop and only go to school. There are a lot of other factors. And so you can see that not only is it an accessible program for you, but it's an affordable one, because in year 1, 5,000, year 2, 5,000. And then look at the difference in the tuition from main campus to UMBC at Shady Grove, $10,000 and those 2 years. The other thing is that there are specific scholarship programs for USG students. And so not only would you be eligible for UMBC scholarships, but there are other ones at the USG campus. So we really want you to think about this as an option for you so that you can focus on getting into school and getting through these programs and doing it in a way that works best for you.
So if I have students, especially parents, if I have on the call, look at that $30,000 number as the maximum that you could pay. That is without considering or factoring in financial aid or scholarships. And so most students will pay far less than that. So that is something I just want to point out, that that dollar figure is at a worst case scenario, essentially, for you. You'll probably pay less.
All right. So for our degree pathways, it's important for you to understand exactly what does it look like. So right now, if you are just beginning to explore STEM, we encourage you to really delve into that. Meet with your advisor about what classes you're going to take next year. If you're thinking, wow, I think maybe I like computer science, and you can take one of the coding classes, then you should try it. Go for programming. If it is science that you're interested in, that kind of thing, or math, take the classes. We really want you to be doing that, because this is the track that you would take if you are in the STEM Ready program. So for Applied Biotechnology, you would go to Montgomery College and you would get an associate's degree in biology or in biotechnology. And then you would transfer into UMBC with the translational life science technology. That program is so hot right now. If you think about Montgomery County, it is one of the biggest biotech hubs in the country. And even right next to USG, to the campus, AstraZeneca has a huge company, a huge building coming up. And so we want you to think about that as a potential, really science and technology combination as a degree program. And the careers are in research, manufacturing, healthcare, NIH for the government, and the salaries, you're going to be starting on the high end. You really are. Not 40,000, it'd be much more close to 80,000. For computer science, same kind of thing. You would go to MC and you would be doing computer science and technologies, and then transfer into the computer science program at UMBC. The nice thing is that you can also take concentrations in the classes that you are interested in. So if you're thinking, okay, I want to do data analytics, or I want to do cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, forensics, anything that would be cloud-based or mobile or defense, all of those would be in the computer science realm. And again, salaries starting 75,000. And at this point, I'm going to let Dr. Eggleton talk a little bit about the mechanical engineering. And then, Sarah, if you could go to the classes that are related to mechanical engineering after that, just to keep him on, that would be great.
Thank you, Sarah. So your path for mechanical engineering at Montgomery College, you can get the AA in mechanical engineering and also general engineering. Then you would transfer to Shady Grove. You would do your junior and senior year. We've got lots of hands-on activities. Every year you're going to have a design course and build a product. You'll work on teams, so you can build some of these career. You'll have experiential experiences that help you build these career skills, not just lectures, but actual experience with your peers. You get an ABET accredited degree, which is important in this area because the federal government can only hire engineers from ABET accredited programs. These salary numbers are a little dated, but 70 to 75 is about the average. About 90% of our students get degrees within get jobs within 6 months. And last spring, I had a student got a job from one of the local aerospace firms starting at 85K. So it is a lot of work, but you do get a good starting salary. In mechanical engineering, again, you will do physics, chemistry, Calc 1 and 2, and even Calc 3, mechanics of materials, thermo. There's actually a list of about 15 courses you need to take to smoothly transition to our program at Shady Grove. But if you do those degrees and work with our pre-transfer advisors, we can make sure that you have a very smooth transition from MC to our program at Shady Grove. And I want to say, I know a lot of people think that, and maybe even some of your high school advisors, that you have to be a math whiz to get into engineering. You don't have to be a straight A student in math, but you have to be comfortable with math. You are going to use math in our curriculum, but these days you don't. You need to be comfortable enough with math to program the computer to do the math, not do the math yourself with paper and pencil.
And I want to be very clear that today you're getting to hear from our program director for mechanical engineering, but if you apply to STEM Ready and you're accepted, you will have opportunities to hear from our other program directors multiple times over the course of your academic pathway, starting in high school. I mean, I always think what's so cool, they probably know you by name by the time you get through from all the touch points that you have. We just don't have all three here today, but you will get this kind of exposure to our other experts in the field by moving through. We share these courses because we want you to see what your options are. So I'm actually going to go back and give just one moment. This is not academic advising, but we want you to get a feel for the types of classes that fall within these pathways, because we want we want to be upfront about the rigor, and these are all of these pathways are heavy in math and science. But again, as Dr. Eggleton said, you don't have to be a whiz. You don't necessarily have to get an A in every single class to get through. There are certain grade requirements, but you will work with pre-transfer advisors on that. But we want you to have just a general exposure to what the courses are that you would take. And so you can see here, actually, let me share my screen so I can show you. So you can see here a sample of the courses that fall within the translational life science or the applied biotechnology is our other way that we consider or call that program. So you can see things like biology, chemistry, genetics, and then you can see some of the more specific coursework that you take as you get into the coursework at Shady Grove. And again, I want to stress, you don't have to sign on the dotted line to any one of these programs. When you apply to STEM Ready, we do ask which one you're most interested in, and just go with your gut for now, because we're going to let you explore all three pathways while you're in high school, so that by the time you get to Montgomery College, you can choose one of these pathways. And then you can see the same sort of coursework sampling. This is not exhaustive, but the same sort of sample of coursework that is required in computer science.
And there was a question about computer engineering. And again, we want you to be able to customize the program to fit what you're most interested in doing. So if you know that you are interested in engineering and you're interested in computer science, this is definitely the program for you. And it could potentially lead you into computer engineering. We would want to make sure that we get you on track for that, if that is what you're interested in, because UMBC also has it. So, but for right now, the programs that we have are specific to computer science and mechanical engineering. But if you think about it, by the time you get to UMBC, that's going to be several years down the road. So, and if you have more specific questions about certain degree programs, we'll get you in touch with the program director so that they can give you the details.
I will also say I got to take a tour group through a mechanical engineering simulation this past week, and the faculty member shared the different disciplines that are a good fit for somebody that goes through the mechanical engineering degree. And he mentioned computer science as if you were interested in computer science engineering, this is a good pathway to start. So just quoting the expert, I'm not the expert at all. So I want to revisit this idea of career readiness. And so hopefully you or your parents have seen these icons before, because these are featured in the Montgomery County Public School Plan for College, Career, and Community Readiness. It's the roadmap to success for all students, because these competencies, leadership, professionalism, and work ethic, etc., are a shared framework for career readiness that Montgomery County Public Schools worked with staff from Montgomery College and the universities at Shady Grove to agree upon. So we're all speaking this language because it's a research-based language that employers are speaking. So if you look up job descriptions, these same words are going to show up. And these are the kinds of things you get asked about questions in job interviews. So I just want you to see that we are going to work with you on these skills throughout your time in STEM Ready, and again, starting in high school. All right, so this presentation will be emailed to you a bit later. You got to hear from Dr. Eggleton about mechanical engineering, but when you see this presentation later, there will be links to videos where find out more about one of the other two pathways where we don't have a program director tonight. You can watch the video. So you'll see here, there's a video about computer science. I always love when our program director, Dr. Karchner, talks about computer science because she says, really, can be used in anything. She gives about 20 different use cases for a computer science degree, and pretty much says, if you're interested in it, this degree will let you do it, which I think is so cool. And then our translational life sciences technology or applied biotech major. I also love hearing Dr. Fryer speak about it because she just talks about, she always says that if you want to help people, a person or people, you go into medicine. But if you want to help a society, essentially, you want to help lots of people, you go into applied biotech or translational life sciences because you create solutions to solve healthcare programs or healthcare problems. And it's so cool the ways that she talks about it. You can hear her speak on the video in the presentation that will be sent after today. I want to share just a couple of student highlights. These are students that have gone through the Montgomery College to UMBC pathway and taken one of these degree programs. One is Catherine Allen, who recently graduated in computer science, and she shares that the staff in this pathway were accommodating and dependable, and she loved the smooth experience. I love to share her experience because she actually went to a main campus prior to joining this pathway and did not find the staff and the experience to be accommodating or dependable. And so she switched over to this pathway. So I say that to say that some of you may be thinking, well, but I kind of also want to go to a larger home campus. I will say this is a student who said, I did that. This was much better. Another student that we can highlight here is Rachel Fadaka, who recently graduated in computer science and went through this pathway. And you can see what she cites as being really helpful as the convenience and affordability. And also she's had really great opportunities to get involved. One of the things we mentioned, the cost benefits, but our campuses are smaller. And so there are, opportunities for student employment, student leadership. Rachel served as a student blogger. If there's a student org that doesn't exist, you get to create it. So there's leadership opportunities. Also our smaller class sizes. I went through a program offered in this pathway, not with UMBC. I went through a program with University of Maryland College Park, and my classes had 10 students in them. How wonderful, because I can say in my undergraduate, I didn't go through this pathway, and I somehow had classes with 200 students. Not so wonderful. And so that sort of really hands-on exposure to your faculty is really great as well as all these experiences. I'm going to reshare to make sure I'm optimized for sound. I want to share just a really quick clip that shows some of our students in action and some quotes from our current 2 cohorts of students, just to give you a feel for what STEM Ready looks like from a student perspective. Oh, sound is not shared. It should have been. Give me 1 sec. So hopefully that encourages you to want to be part of this program. We are relatively new. Again, we have 2 cohorts of students, about 110 students currently. And so that's the experiences we built already. There's so many more in the works. We are always looking for new partnerships and new exciting opportunities for our STEM ready students. And again, it being co-curricular, you take advantage of what makes sense for you. As long as you engage at some level throughout the year, you're still considered a STEM ready student. But our students that get the most out of it engage a lot. Who are our STEM ready students? We currently have students across almost every MCPS high school. They represent a diverse array of racial and ethnic backgrounds, as well as income levels. Our students who come into STEM Ready apply in 10th grade. They receive a decision in the spring of that year, and complete an intake process during the spring and summer. So that's what you would be doing. If today we've sparked your interest, you're going to apply. And we'll give you more information about that in just a moment. And then you officially begin the program in summer. We always have a kickoff in August, where you meet all of our program directors, get some experience, some hands-on experience in each of the majors, and get to know other students from across the county that have been accepted into STEM Ready. We do ask that all students have an interest in STEM, and ideally that you've completed Algebra 2 or will complete Algebra 2 by the end of your 10th grade year. However, if that's not you, and you are behind that marker, let us know, because we can help you to catch up through some coursework. So that's not a deal breaker for us. We do also ask that students only apply if they are seriously considering this local pathway, the MCPS to MC to UMBC at Shady Grove pathway. You should be at least 50% sure that you want to pursue this pathway, because otherwise it's really, that's all we're going to be working on, and it would not be the best fit for you. And then you will be sent a link to the application, as well as a recording of this information session. You will need some basic information when you apply, your contact info, as well as your parents' contact info, some basic demographics, so that we are able to see that we are, serving a diverse array of students, though race and ethnicity are not factored into the lottery process. We are looking for you to share about your prior STEM coursework and experience, whether inside school or outside, extracurricular. If you're light on that, it's okay. Just put what you have. We just want to know what you're bringing to the table. And we do want to assess that you are actually motivated for this pathway. So we do ask for a very short essay. I think it's 250 words, telling us why you're interested in this STEM Ready pathway. It's a pretty short application, and we encourage you to get started today if you're interested. And we do encourage students of all backgrounds to apply. Our application closes on March 15th, and we'll send out reminders. But I wouldn't wait to the last minute if I were you. Go ahead and get it in. And then STEM Ready students, if we have more than our allotted amount, which we can usually take between 50 and 60 students into each cohort, we would employ a lottery through MCPS. So just know that that may happen. We haven't had to do that yet, but we may have to this year. And then our accepted students, we will notify you in April to May of 2024, and let you know that you have been accepted to the program. So I'm going to now open the floor up for questions. I did see some things in the chat, but I couldn't get to them with my screen shared. So yeah, what questions do we have? Anything that was not already answered in the chat, feel free to either put it in the chat now or unmute yourself. Happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay. All right.
I add to this question about early college. We've met with the early college program directors at MC, and if you're in the general engineering early college program, you are missing 2 courses when you graduate from high school, which you could take in the summer, which means you could potentially be done with, you get your engineering degree in a couple of years, at the most at what 20,000, and you would be ready to get into the workforce.
That really explains how the path is different for everyone, because you might be just taking a couple of classes and get some of those prereqs out of the way. Or like Dr. Eggleton said, you might be graduating with your high school diploma and your AA, needing only to take a couple classes. And so you're that much further along. But the STEM Ready program is still there for you. And you also find that you're involved in it in different ways, in different stages. So you might say, oh, wow, my junior year, I wasn't able to do that much with STEM Ready. But when you get to Montgomery College, you might find that STEM Ready is absolutely everything that you wanted. You're in classes with people who are in STEM Ready. They're the people who you're hanging out with. It's your cohort. Maybe you're doing research with some of them, that kind of thing. So it's really about you get in, you get out of it what you put into it. Definitely.
And then I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again, because I've been doing this for many years now, supporting students in one pathway or another towards earning degrees and having career success. The access to a coach is vital. You do not know at this point as a high school student how many confusing questions you're going to come up against. And also life just hits you fast as you transition into college and adulthood. And sometimes you just need help with even non-school stuff, social emotional stuff. You just don't know. It happens. College is stressful, and having a coach who will never make you feel ashamed if you fall behind on something. Oh man, I really messed up this class. You can always talk to your coach. So if nothing else, that to me is the most vital support that you get. And what we have found over years of working with students is that when they have access to that coaching support, they do very well. So if for no other reason, that's why you should join STEM Ready.
And I'll take that a step further, and I'll say the access to the wonderful program directors from UMBC is a big part of the success as well, because they're the experts. They're going to know that curriculum that you need to know while you're in high school and at MC, that curriculum you're going to need to know in those last few years before you hit your job and your profession. And they're also going to have those connections to industry. I've had plenty of stories where I've had an instructor or program director say that they had someone from industry come up and say, I'm looking for a student for an internship or a starting position. Do you know anybody? And if you create a great relationship with them, that's the in for them dropping your name into that professional's hand versus the other students that are out there. So take advantage of that as well and stay well connected to those program directors, because other programs, you don't have that natural access like you do with STEM Ready.
Great point. All right, so I will open up for last questions, then I'll dismiss you for the evening. Any last questions that you may have about the STEM Ready pathway?
We are going to do we're going to do the follow-up with an email that has this video, as well as the link to the application and our website information so that you can look through there. We've got the STEM Ready email, and Abraham will be able to go through it and respond in kind. So if there are questions further on down the road, please ask and get your application in as soon as possible. You're on mute.
Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us today and giving us an hour of your time. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.